Mm-hmm.
Do we need intro music? All right, welcome. It is Monday, June 25th. Welcome to the June edition of the New Ulm Human Rights Commission. I am Dan Kalk, joined by my fellow commissioners. Let's see. Everyone got the packet, I presume. Did anybody not get the packet with the agenda minutes, last month's minutes, and things of that nature? Okay, so we'll go right to item number 1. Would someone like to, well, actually, we're calling it to order now, so that's number 1. Let's approve the agenda if everyone has received and reviewed the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
Hold on. I think we need to table 4B.
Do you want to do that?
Wendy's not here.
Do you want to do that
before
now?
we approve the agenda.
Okay, no, that's a good point. Yes, Wendy is not here, so she did have the item number 4B. The New Ulm Forward. So, do we move to table that, or do we just say it's tabled?
Normally we table it when we reach it if we...
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's okay. We just...
All right. So we will table that to next month, because I know that our July meeting is before the... Is it National Night Out?
Yeah.
Okay. Or wait, no, that's a whole different thing. I'm sorry.
I think that's on the 20th, right?
Just forget I'm talking. Yeah. Okay, so motion to approve the agenda then with that caveat of 4B being tabled.
I move.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All opposed, say aye. Or wait, no, all approved, say aye to approve the agenda.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, motion carried, and this agenda is approved. Okay, and then also in the packet was May 29th, 2018 minutes. We got through a lot of stuff, so there's a lot of stuff in there. Did everybody get a copy of that? And if so, anybody have questions on any of that?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a
I second.
second? Thank you. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, motion is carried, and the May 29th agenda is approved. Hi, Diane.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No, that's okay. We're just hanging out, approving stuff.
All right. Getting business
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so we are at item number 4. Diane, current human rights issues. We left the student, the invite to have the high school students that participated and organized that walkout is in March of this year. They are not here, so we will just go on to 4B. Actually, we tabled that, so we are going to go on to 4C, which I think was going to be Tim, who is also not here. The Human Rights Commission Summit. It is June 26th. That is tomorrow. Tim indicated last month he was going. Is anybody else planning on going? Oh, okay. So we will eagerly await Tim's report on that next month. Anybody have any discussion on that? If anybody went last year, how was it? Nope. Okay. All right, so item number 5, the Events Committee Report, Human Rights Award, 5A. There's not a name there, but who wants to catch us up on Human Rights Award?
Well, Dee and Jackie and I have been talking, and also Nick? Chad, yes, sorry. We kind of got some things underway. Dee, you're going to try to connect with Alma to figure out what date works for her.
Yep, she is good anytime after July 6th through Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So now we just have to pick one and then start looking for venue.
We had talked about October, possibly?
Yeah, we
Yep.
would mention maybe early October. It would be best.
Get away from the wedding season and everything
Yeah,
else.
and then Jackie, you were going to do the printed material for us.
Yes.
And then we're going to be looking for venues and trying to get together and plan, what the meal should be and all of that. So we probably need to meet in the next couple of weeks to line that out.
And is
Okay.
it fair to ask a few questions at this time about the event?
Yeah.
Like, people who've been in attendance before, because I have not, like, what is the attendance usually like? How many people?
Depends on the group.
Okay,
Last year, we had a large group, so there were a lot of connected people with that.
okay.
With Alma, there'll probably be a couple former commissioners coming.
Mm-hmm.
Should we let the league know? League of Women Voters, more people that would know her?
Yeah, we could,
Mhm.
well, usually we put a notice in the paper sometime
Okay.
about it. There's which is sort of announcing it publicly, but also then, announcing the time and date of the award that's given.
Okay.
There's usually a short program.
Awesome.
I recommend you talk to Tim Babel to maybe MC it for you.
Yes, I think we had tossed that around. He'd be perfect for that.
Thank you,
He's so
Mr.
good at
Babel.
it.
Since he nominated her. So.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Do we need to worry about a quorum?
No, because there's no business transacting there. I don't think, right?
Shouldn't be.
For the award,
Yeah, the
no,
event.
I don't think so. Plus it would even be public, so
That's
it's not
true.
like
Yeah,
it would be
it would be
closed.
public. Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
there wouldn't be any,
Yeah.
presumably there wouldn't be any business transaction, but it would be open to the public and we'd post it and so people would know. So it wouldn't be closed in that sense. So I think we would be okay, even if some business did get discussed about, Human Rights Commission is doing this, or stay tuned for this, which could be construed as business, I suppose, but I think we would be okay there, but that's a good question to ask.
So tentative plans right now are early October.
Okay. Are we thinking about like a human rights speaker in general, or are we thinking doing something like a separate for that? Because I know that probably do have it in the budget if we wanted to think about having a guest speaker.
Did we talk about CADA at all? I don't know if we mentioned that, but I know the person who's the director here in New Ulm, and that might be a really great, definitely human rights issue, domestic violence and such. And I'm pretty sure she'd be very happy to do it with or without pay. So if you want me to pursue that, I can check with that, or if you guys want to wait and think of some other ideas.
Yeah, or it might be beneficial too, to even see what issues are really important to Alma.
Yeah.
Maybe an immigration.
Yep,
I
immigration
don't
is
want to
also-
assume,
It's,
but I know
politically-
she has family in Mexico.
Yes.
Right.
It
Yep.
might
So-
be a good idea to kind of check on that as well.
And I remember like early, couple months ago, I believe there was an email from Peter, and he's on the board at Sioux Trails, who was offering to do speaking arrangements. They received a grant. So that might be something to look into too, and he said they tailor.
Okay.
Is that something you can do?
As far as what?
Having just a speaker on topics relevant to human rights.
Oh,
Like housing or whatever, they can kind of,
Not for the thing, not for Alma's, or are you talking about?
yeah, like for any of it, seeing if that would be something they could do.
it's definitely worth looking into. I think at this point, getting as many ideas, and I was just thinking I could tap into some of the immigration attorneys that I used to work with,
Cool.
that could talk about some things that are prevalent in the news right now as well. But yeah, no, these are actually all really great ideas. Do we want to? Who's on the events committee again? It's okay.
We can figure it out at.
Yeah, and then
Well, we have had get speakers in town that have been a separate event.
okay.
Sometimes we've co-hosted with, like that event we co-hosted with the League of Women Voters
Right.
that you spoke at.
Yep.
With Steve Simon. That was an event. But we also have co-hosted other speakers in the past
The
and advertised that.
trafficking event.
The trafficking, yeah. Jackie was involved with that. So that option clearly exists, and I think would be a good one to explore.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
kind of it begs the question then, do we want to, could we do something separate? Could we make the awards banquet, about Alma and then have like a separate thing, or are we possibly diluting our audience? I don't really know. So, maybe we should reach out to Alma and see what she thinks. If that would be a good platform or forum to bring a speaker in and then have her recognized in the same night.
I think that's kind of a good idea to have a speaker, and I like your idea about the immigration, especially if she's got relatives in Mexico. That's kind of as relevant as it could be for Alma.
It needs to be addressed to her, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as
Issues that she would want.
I just didn't want to seem like I'm taking away from Alma's accomplishments either in her award. I don't want to, make it seem
Knowing
like.
I think it
Alma,
would
she
complement.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
it would
need to have
complement.
some more meat into the entire evening
Yeah.
to get more people there
Yeah, based on all of her years
to celebrate with her.
of service on this commission, I think that, obviously don't want to speak for her, but I think that we're barking up the right tree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll keep flushing out the details then, and then I will, Jackie, if it's all right, I'll just maybe give you a couple of names if you could reach out. Well, first, I guess we'll talk to Alma and make sure that 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 she's on board, or if that's something that she would like to see happen. So, yeah, and then if anyone else has ideas, just email them individually to Jackie, and then we'll come back and this will start taking shape. So, thank you, Events Committee, for working hard on that. Anything else on that specific piece? Okay. All right. So let's go to 5B, participation in the Bavarian Blast Parade, July 22nd, 2018. When is our July meeting?
23rd.
Oh, okay. So we gotta make this decision. So I think we were all in agreement. Was anyone not in agreement that they didn't think we should be in the parade? Okay, I didn't think so, but I didn't want to just assume. You know what happens when you assume.
I do.
Okay, so now the Bavarian Blast Parade application and registration is part of your handout. I believe, Mr. Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, we would qualify as the nonprofit or community organization. Is that correct?
I believe you're correct.
Okay, I'm almost certain as well.
The same for the fair.
Yeah, okay.
Good, I have that
So,
info.
yeah, so a $10 fee. Let's see, I would be more than happy to put my name and address on here. Right? Okay. And then the type of entry, do we know what we want? Do we got a car, a hot rod, a Volkswagen bus?
I can ride a skateboard.
I was just
Limo.
going to say a
There
skateboard.
you go. All right. Does anyone have a
Vander
Segway?
Borkert has a pretty sweet car. I think
Okay.
it's a Challenger. Maybe we could ask him if he'd be willing to drive for us.
Okay.
Unless anybody here has an awesome car that they wanna.
Yeah,
I do
Malibu.
not.
I do
Isn't
not.
that
I wish I
awesome?
had an awesome car.
I do not have one, but.
Just a note on the rules. All units must supply a certificate of insurance listing the Bavarian Blast as an additional
That comes
insured
from the city.
at the time of entry for your application to be considered.
Yep, I have one from last year at the
Okay.
fair booth. They needed the same thing for that. So we just let them know, they fill it out, and we get it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Larry. Okay, so let's see. All right, so maybe a car, unless Dee, you wanted to construct an entire float, I heard.
Sure.
Oh,
I have a trailer you could use.
Awesome.
See, now we're
that
talking.
could be fun.
Chad can pull it on his skateboard.
Lots of glitter.
Yeah. Or we pull-
Oh, I can hand
pull-
stuff out on a skateboard. That'd be,
We just tie a rope to the end of the trail and trailer.
Chad will be behind there.
Do we want to have family members?
Uh, we talked about that. I think so.
And- T-shirts, I think Wendy was saying.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, let me touch base about T-shirts, Jackie. And yeah, we talked about family members, and then even did we want to open it up further for friends and family members?
Supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah. or otherwise supporters. I think all of us know
The more the
somebody.
merrier, I think.
I agree. So I think we can open it up. I don't necessarily know that we can get shirts for all the people, but I think, for family members, if we can get
In order.
a head count.
Printwear will do
Yep.
it pretty quick.
Yep, they're quick about it. So
I have an email from Lisa about the shirts I need to refer to before
Okay.
we make any decisions on the T-shirts. She had some concerns, but I had told her that everybody paid for their own. It didn't come through the commission, but I want to refer back to that email to make sure
sure.
with the parade that we're not crossing a line.
Okay, then, yeah, if you could let me know then,
Mhm.
and then, so more than likely then, as long as it's okay, they may have to pay for their own shirt. So how do you want to do that, Jackie? If, provided we can get shirts, do you just want a head count and?
Are we going to do it from Printware instead of where I had the other ones printed?
Ooh,
That was through Visper.
Very funny.
But we don't have an account there, so it's, whoever paying out of pocket and then being reimbursed. If we go through Printware, it might be cheaper and they can bill the city. However, we'll need to make sure. If I remember correctly, there might have been an issue with giving the shirts away, but don't quote me on that. So
Okay.
that's why I want to check that email.
Okay, all right, well then, all right, well, yeah, I guess find that out first, and then we'll make a decision based on how many. But at the very least, the new members are gonna probably want shirts, so I still have mine somewhere. Okay, so, and then, so nobody here has necessarily a car, but do we want to maybe try to, we can ask Commander Borkert.
You want me to
If
send
you
him an
wouldn't
email?
mind. Yeah, would you mind?
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, are we gonna include music? Live/recorded.
Anybody have an accordion?
Prince has that great song about "And We March." I think it might be a decent. It's his human rights song.
Who?
Prince.
Prince.
It might be kind of cool because it is Prince in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and it's a march song about human rights.
John Legend's Glory.
So, do we want to have then like a music system then? I don't think. Yeah, I
That's
think if you
getting
just
kind of.
I think if you just have the
yeah.
music in the car, that would be fine. I'm
Chad
assuming.
could carry a boombox on his skateboard.
With one hand and pass flyers
Yes.
out with
Yes,
the other.
yes.
Did you wear an Adidas tracksuit?
I possibly could.
No. It's,
No.
Net
Oh,
parade,
come on.
net parade.
With the bucket cap?
There you go.
2.5 miles in the heat now.
all right. So, let's see. Let's forego like the music piece for now. We will not need horses, although I could get some. But let's not. And then, so brief description of your unit. Okay. Yeah, I'll just write the Home Human Rights Commission. And then candy. Do we want candy?
If we are we gonna do stickers and bookmarks?
I think. Yeah, I think so.
I think if we do something like that, then we wouldn't need to do candy as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sugar is not a
Save
human
the
right.
Yeah.
candy money for the fair booth.
Right. Right.
Yeah. The
Okay.
We went through a
Tootsies.
lot of candy.
Okay. So like the stickers and what were the
We
other
had
things?
bookmarks and
Bookmarks.
Yeah.
stickers, and then little, like, those thick business cards that had all of the human rights listed on the back, and then our
Okay.
name and logo on the front.
Okay. Okay. So, which reminds me, I did want to take inventory of what we have left over from last summer, but I didn't have a chance to do it before today. I will do that probably this week. So we
What
could-
about a banner?
There was discussion about that last month. Did we determine that we have a
that
banner?
sign
Okay.
that can be, I mean,
How big is it?
it's that one that we've had. It's like the 3 foot or 4 foot by 2.5 feet. You've seen it. It was at the fair booth sitting
Okay.
on the table. I think there's a way like you can put like a dowel or something
Yeah.
through the back side and people can carry it. It might not be as easy as getting a banner, but then you have the expense of a banner.
Mm-hmm.
Banner will cost you about $80.
Yeah, depending on
Vinyl, that you can
size.
slip
Yeah.
a dial, it's vinyl with a stick of
The
dowel
whole,
through it.
yeah.
But we need to probably get the city logo on that.
I haven't had any issues with any of the documents that
Okay.
we printed already, because we have our own logo
Right,
for the Human Rights Commission.
okay.
Okay.
I know.
I'll
but
price out a
I-
banner.
I'll give you a
Okay.
place to go.
I have a really good place, but we'll talk later.
Okay.
All right. Yes, and then we'll decide. And then I could have sworn someone said that there was some sort of banner already.
Alma, it was very different than what we currently have. I don't know if we want to keep things with continuity based
Sure.
on color and logo and everything there.
Okay.
But I think it's downstairs if you find it and see
Okay.
what you think.
All right.
I think there's some discussion, if we did get a banner, we could also use that at the fair booth
Mm-hmm, exactly.
in
Right.
coming up. So
Exactly.
it could
There'll
have a
be
dual
plenty of
purpose.
things to
Yeah,
be able
and-
to use it at,
and National Night Out.
and Alma's.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think investing in a banner is a good idea.
Okay,
Um.
I'll see what I can come
Okay.
up with after
All right.
talking with Larry.
Would we have to do a motion to purchase a banner?
After we find out pricing.
Yeah. Okay.
But that'll be
But
too
that'll
late.
be
Yeah,
too
that's
late.
gonna be too late.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can,
Is that a ceiling?
That's what I
ceiling
was
of
saying.
$100
Yeah.
on a banner.
Okay.
Do what we can.
I'll make a motion, we spend up to $100 on a banner for
A
the Human
second.
Rights Commission.
Thank you. Okay, so motion is to spend up to $100 for a banner. All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, and then I'll complete the application registration and make sure Lisa knows so that we can get that certificate of insurance and get that in by the end of this week, if possible. Okay, any other questions or discussion on Bavarian Blast Parade? Okay. and-
Dan, just a
yeah.
question. I'll
Yeah.
assume from the minutes from last time that we passed the resolution to pay the entry fee from last time?
I don't remember.
We'll probably
we
need
just
to
doing
do
by
that for the
consensus?
fair as well.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, do
Okay.
we want that in the minutes is what I'm
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, no, that's a good idea. We should.
I'll make a
so-
motion that we pay the entry fee.
I'll second.
Okay, and so the motion is to pay the entry fee for Human Rights Commission to walk in the Bavarian Blast Parade. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, that motion is carried. Thank you, Larry. Do we want to do a separate one right away for the fair, or do we want to wait until? Let's just go ahead and do it. All right, is there a motion for Human Rights Commission to pay the entry fee to have a table/booth at the Brown County Fair in 2018?
I move.
Is there,
Tie. Who wants it? Thumb wrestle.
It's mine.
Okay. D. Second.
I second it.
Thank you. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. And that motion is carried as well. Thank you.
what is that cost on that?
For the fair?
$10, I think is what we paid last year.
How much?
It's $10, I think.
Yeah.
It's very inexpensive.
I think it was the same. Yep.
Ooh.
It was more than that.
I thought it was more than that, yeah.
Well, I have a thing for a booth, which has a different price.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still under $100, right?
I might have pulled the wrong thing then. This is 105.
Yeah,
But
that
does it
sounds,
say a different price for city?
Here's the deal. I'd only found, it says you can have commercial and non-commercial, but they only found the contract for commercial on their website, and I wasn't able to contact a person. But I can now because this is a different
I'll see what my email
person.
showed from last year.
Okay,
And then get that to you so you can get an idea.
good.
Do we want to amend the motion to include a ceiling, or do we just saying we're going to pay for it? Unless-
yeah, I thought I recall it was a little higher than the 10, but from last year, but I also know another organization that it was closer to the 100 mark that you
Okay.
mentioned, yeah.
I think we
Well, it's,
wanna do
Yeah, I
it.
think
it's
we
in our,
Yeah.
It's
in
an
our
motion to
budgeted-
do it, just do it.
I
Okay,
think we
Yeah.
got a lot of people who wanted signs from the fair last year.
Mhm.
It was a
Yep.
big deal.
okay, so, all right, so we'll just go ahead and do it. Lost my spot here.
6.
Thank you. Okay. All right, lot
Ooh,
going on in
sorry,
the events
one more
committee,
thing.
yes.
I took a picture last year of what our table looked like because Alma did such a great job. So I can get that to anybody that needs it. So when it's time to do the setup, we have an idea of what we did.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Education Committee report, the student commissioner. So we got one formal, application that's been turned in, and so, so Lisa did ask what, how we proceed or what we want to do next, and I thought I would pose that question to, the commission. Do we then, do we want to vote or have a discussion, or how?
Want to add the commissioner?
Well, originally it was gonna be, I think, July, but then we moved that to September for like this, kind of like to coincide with school.
Do you think there'd be a way we could get that application into the handbook at the beginning of the year? Or not the handbook, but, the packet that they give out to the kids registering for each of the schools?
I don't know.
I think there was some discussion about waiting until fall because this spring, the kids were so busy, it really had no time to think about that and to look about doing that in the fall with them joining maybe in October.
Yeah.
That
Could
kind
maybe
of
have
comes
them-
back into my mind a little.
Yeah.
Well, they could even come to Alma's, dinner, award dinner. That might be like a place to
Introduce them.
introduce them.
And yeah, and we talked about also National Night Out, having them there, talking it up there. Same
We
thing
can have
at
applications
the fair.
booth?
We can have the applications there as well, and so that's.
Yeah.
So I guess we probably should, if we don't have already, a system for when the applications come in. They are going to Lisa, which is where they should be going. So then, how do we want to do that? Do we want to just say, hey, you know what, at our September meeting, we're going to take all the applications, we'll say this closes on September 15th. We'll review all the applications in our September meeting, take a vote at that time and then do it strictly by a vote, or what are other people's thoughts?
I think that seems.
I think that's
as
the
fair as-
easiest, yeah.
Okay. And, Mr. Mayor, I think can we do it that way? I don't think we had to,
I believe, just to be on the safe side, should run it through the council.
okay.
And the council meets on the first Tuesday and third Tuesday.
Okay.
We can bring it
First
to
and
them,
third.
our decision though, correct? We can vote as to who we would want
Recommend.
and
So we
then
can-
bring it
with
to
our
the
recommendation.
council,
Our
correct?
recommendation.
Okay.
Do we have set up criteria? I mean, I'm thinking I do not want to open a can of worms. This is something we want. Have we gotten something in writing that would show what we're asking of these students and what we would require them to give back to us? And kind of some
I think that was in. the
criteria?
paper.
We've got that already, do we not?
Yes, and I know Wendy distributed it to the schools as well, and I'm
Okay.
96% sure that all that information was in that press release, and I think some of it, the most important stuff, repeated in the application itself.
Okay.
But we should, Larry, if you don't mind making a note, we'll bring that up at the next meeting, just so like.
Do we have
maybe-
access to look at that application, or is it possible to get access to just look at
I'll
a
ha-
blank one to see?
I'll have Lisa email a copy.
That'd be
to
really,
everybody.
that'd be
Yeah.
great, because that would, I
Yeah.
think, help us to be prepared for what we want to hear in the questions and so forth.
In fact, what I'll probably do is I'll have Wendy maybe distribute her her release that she gave to the schools, which was then passed on to the students along with the application, so we kind of know this was the packet or how it was presented. So that should have all the information on it.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's the student commissioner. Any other discussion on that? All right, video contest, Larry.
I didn't check with Lisa if there's anything turned in. I've been out of town most of the month, but I can do that.
Okay.
And probably wouldn't hurt to send out a reminder to the paper. I'll take care of that with Lisa.
Okay. Okay, and then poster and essay contest, determine a topic for the contest this fall.
It seems like the same issues come about every year that I think are good issues to have as a poster essay contest. It seemed like immigration would be another great issue to have, but we just had that last year.
Right.
You know, community relationships with law enforcement is like, all of these are always a pertinent topic. How do we decide?
Wait a couple weeks, I'm sure something
Yeah,
will come up.
something else
Yeah.
will
Isn't that
happen.
something we're waiting for the state to suggest as to what
We
they're, or
aren't
they
in
do?
that part,
We-
we're not
yeah.
in that group
Okay.
anymore, so we're doing our own independently, if I
Mhm.
remember correctly.
Okay.
Is that group even functioning?
I don't know,
They were in major disarray.
correct.
That's one of the reasons we have, I think that's one of the reasons we.
Okay.
One of them, yeah.
Maybe take and bring ideas on the July meeting?
Yeah,
Take some time so everybody brings one or two.
yeah. If anyone could bring an idea, I was gonna say too, if the education committee meets between now and the July meeting, to maybe take 3 or so and present it to the commission, or just pick one.
Who's on the education committee? Chad? You in education or you on events?
I'm on events.
Okay.
I
am
was,
Larry.
I'm
I
on.
was on education.
Is Tim?
Tim, I believe
Wendy
is.
and- I
Wendy
believe
and Tim.
Wendy and Tim.
You wanna go
Okay.
back on
I'll
that?
I
contact
do,
them.
yes.
You
Okay.
do.
Contact, we'll
I'm not good with them.
see if we can have coffee later this month.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Without you, because then you're a quorum.
Right. Right. Unless not everybody can make it, then I can. I'm significantly less busy
Yeah.
after the festival. So,
Yeah.
okay, good. So we'll get ideas with regard to what the topic will be then for the poster and essay. Do we want to do the same for the poster and essay, or do we do a different one for the poster and one for the essay?
Yeah,
Same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see, legislative update. I do not have anything on that. I should, but I'm sorry I don't. City council liaison, Tim did indicate that he went to the June 19th. Nothing pertinent to our business. So, social media, other business, number 9A,
Do you wanna go first?
social media.
We've been looking at social media off and on for probably 1-ish, 2 years. It's a very large gray area because, most importantly, it can't be seen as a political posting, where I think anything that comes from the Human Rights Commission is going to be construed as very liberal leaning. So that's where we enter into the gray area of when we are putting things out there, bringing attention to, one or more things that other people may be offended or find that all we are doing is shedding light on certain liberal sounding issues. The other thing was that we had been talking about the charter. So currently we're not in the charter. It did look like they wanted to, or they found our commission to be important enough that they want us in the charter so that we are considered a mandatory commission. And this is all coming from the news article I read in the Journal. I think it's great that they have found our commission to be that important, that they want us to be here permanently. However, the charter is very specific, or the city is very specific on what we can and can't post and who, it needs to be done in a certain way.
I assume the city has a social media policy for its employees.
Yes.
I
Yes.
believe they do,
Yeah.
but
I think I
I've-
emailed it to you.
Yeah.
I've read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's typical,
It's typical, yes. Basically, no politics.
right?
It would have to go through an IT or the IT person before being approved.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot of different rules upon social media with the city.
Whereas human rights issues are always, or seem to be always political. Or else it wouldn't be a human rights issue.
Right, right.
But I see it as being a good way for us to get, our events and I don't want to say our message, but, our message across to a lot of people. Just because, like, with Facebook being the way it is, with the algorithms and everything that they have, yes, the city has its own Facebook, but that doesn't mean that, they're going to post what we are doing. So I was looking at using it for, like, let's say our party with Alma. Let's say with any type of event that we're going to be hosting, contest winners. We could post the YouTube
Speakers and
videos of the contest, and we could also, like, our meetings. We could post our
I was
meetings.
gonna say, we could stream our meetings maybe.
At least put our agendas on.
You could put our
there.
Right.
agendas on
Yeah.
there, yeah.
And then my other thought was, maybe eventually down the road, maybe opening it up to maybe a community spotlight, to show people in our community, these are our leaders in human rights. This is their involvement. But yeah, it looks like posts would have to be approved by the city before you be able to post.
Okay.
And then it also looks like the person that would be in charge of the Facebook would, there'd be 3 people. So it would be like, let's say I was a social media director for the Human Rights Commission. It would have to go through me and then you, and then it would go through the IT department as well.
Okay. Okay, so as far as the creation of the site itself, is that something, is there like a proposal, or how does the creation of it, is that part of the gray area where it's just like,
It's kind of, the way everything is worded in there is kind of off-putting, because it says the department head.
uh-huh,
So who would be our department head?
Probably the chair.
Or would the
Would it?
department head be
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Mm.
See, big gray area.
It's worded to be city,
Okay,
because the city has department heads, the PUC has a department head.
right,
I'm assuming that the police department has maybe deemed that the chief is the department head. I would think he would be.
Okay.
So I'm a viewer on Facebook, and that's about as far as I go.
so, would you mind
Because you're a Twitter
maybe-
maniac, I know you.
Would you mind,
I tweet enough other things.
would you mind taking a look maybe, or inquiring with another city or so, just maybe see how they do it? Perhaps if there is, yeah, and I know you had showed me the one, but yeah, maybe if, rather than reinventing a wheel, maybe they have a really good system in place, and if their, ordinance, or not ordinance, but, rules and policies are similar to New Ulm's, then, or, at very least, whatever their policy is, if it would work under ours, or if we gotta adjust it a little bit, but,
And just to let you all know that the city of Austin, Minnesota has a wonderful Facebook page for human rights. It's Human Rights Commission of Austin, Minnesota. So check it out. It's really well done.
Okay, I thought I had another question. Anybody other questions regarding social media?
I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had one, but I lost it. Okay, well, let's see. Any other discussion? The next topic is the date of the next meeting, so we do have some time. Is there anything else, human rights, business, or event related? Yes, Larry?
I just have a question. Have we ever resolved that whole thing with the city charter and the city constitution? We had a subcommittee that we had met.
The charter is still going through right now. They're redoing it. They're in the process of.
Right,
City
actually,
charter is being studied. and
Okay.
Amendments are being made, possibly things deleted, things added.
Okay. Because when we did the original research, the number of members of the Human Rights Commission was, I think it was 11 or 13.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then there was also a some of the responsibilities, some of the how it works within the city itself. It's just what I would think it would really be nice for continuity's sake to have that information at some either a handbook of human rights members, human rights commission members, where that's in there, so we can go back to that. You know, the description for what we do for the event committees, you know, for the award, what we do for the poster education, just kind of a plan. If we could put together a little handbook of sorts, it could be a PDF. It doesn't have to be a, you know.
So the next time we have
So the
large
ne-
turnover, we're
Right.
not all confused at
Yeah.
at an event.
Yes.
And I think we have our own set of bylaws of the Human Rights Commission. We discovered that.
yep.
So we don't want to violate our own bylaws either. That should be a part of that. So those are just some things that'd be nice to, I think, to kind of know. Because as I'm looking around right now, except for Jackie, I'm probably the elder statesman already, and that's scary.
No, you're
Yeah, and
absolutely
Tim-
right.
Yeah.
I
I think-
totally am with
Right.
you on that.
Tim is also,
Tim.
Wendy
And
was
Wendy
here
is.
longer than me.
Right. I'm just saying, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Right, right.
Yeah.
right.
So do we want to kind of reignite that subcommittee and get together and discuss that?
Or I could just follow up with the city and find out what the status is, and maybe work with Tim, who's the legislative rep right now, and
Okay,
see if we can get something at least reportable. Or
Okay.
document that we can get our hands on, and then we can move from
Okay.
there.
yeah, and I was gonna say, maybe if,
Yeah.
based on the information that you get, that way when you get a working committee, you can
Right.
kind of hit the ground running as
Right.
far as these are the things we want to address, et cetera. Which actually, now I remember my question is, so if the Human Rights Committee has made what were you saying, Jackie? They're talking about making the Human Rights Commission a permanent, or
Well,
what does that mean for us
I
if
don't
it happens?
know.
Okay.
What they said in the article, I'm paraphrasing, was that they found the Human Rights Commission to be an important
Yeah.
asset to the community and felt that they needed to be a permanent mandatory commission for the city.
Okay.
I think that was already in there in the late 70s.
We weren't a part of the charter from what,
Going back as far as I can with the list of members,
Yeah,
we're back,
middle 70s, if not earlier.
to, Arnie Carlson, or not Arnie, yeah, Arnie
Kelpie.
Carlson's appointees.
the article worded it as
Kelpie.
we weren't currently part of the charter.
Okay.
So that's where I got that information, is that we
And-
were
and
part of a
sometimes the
commission,
artic-
just not a,
Sometimes the
Article
articles
is
are
not
not
right.
worded
Right.
correctly.
Yes,
Right.
right.
There were
That's what we
statements-
we
There were
discovered.
statements in one of the last articles about, was it the Renew Commission, or was it the Oversight Commission, that weren't anywhere near what was being discussed, so sometimes they take a little liberty on their own.
A little more fake
So,
news.
and that was at the city council meeting? Or
it
was it the
was a
P-
report from the charter
Is there a
The
committee?
charter
commission, or the charter.
There's a new charter commission. I'm not
Okay.
sure who's all on it. A couple of city council members,
Dr. Brownfield is one.
Okay,
and the rest were appointed by Judge Doherty.
okay.
They had to, I believe they have to live in this
City.
city.
Do they meet on a regular basis?
I'm not sure if it's regular or, but I believe it is on a regular basis until completion.
Okay,
Last time it was completed, the only major change, and this happened just before I took office, was that the right to hire and fire the police chief was removed from the mayor,
Yeah.
which was the best thing that happened to the mayor's office.
Who has that right now, if I may ask?
That is, he goes through the same
city,
process, he will go through the same process as any other hiring.
Or she.
and firing. In other words, he gets the same rights as anybody else. If it's a member of the police force and somebody wants to terminate a policeman,
Yeah.
there has to be just cause, But prior to that, if the mayor didn't like who the chief was, he could walk up and say, "You're done."
Not good.
And that's not a way to run a city, that's not a way to be a businessman, that's not
Transparency.
human, well, I don't say human rights, but
yeah.
there
So,
were no rights of the police chief.
so who?
But I think that was the only major thing
Yeah,
changed.
yeah.
The rest was from that he has the right to,
So-
wait a minute, as though there were no women involved.
Yeah.
Now we're going way back, that somebody missed up a few of those. So they found some of those and they made some
Okay.
minor changes, which actually are major in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering, well, the reason I'm asking is so if our commission gets added to the charter, then, does that change what we can or can't do with the social media piece or anything else? I guess I'd like to know, what that would all entail.
I would
what
think that'd
change.
be an evolving situation we'd have to look at as it all happens and be prepared to make adjustments at that point with our,
Right, yeah,
There was no Facebook when all the other commissions were so-called chartered.
right.
I'll follow up with the commission, the mayor's office, and then maybe the city attorney about the status of the charter.
Okay,
See where
Yeah,
we're at.
yeah,
I have those
ask.
documents still,
Okay.
so.
all right. Thanks, Larry. You'll spearhead that for us? Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Good talk so far.
I have a question about
Yes.
National Night Out. We're gonna be part of
Oh, yeah.
that. I don't know when it is. Does that happen around our next meeting? Or I probably have that information, but I guess
30th.
I'd like just
Yeah.
to,
Yep. I was gonna say
clarify
it's
it.
in- it's-
July 30th.
There it is. Yep. If on the minutes from last month, and then number 4B,
Last one.
Yeah, current focus will be on the presence of New Ulm Night Out to be held on July
July
30th
30th,
at German
okay.
Park. Yes, so we would like to be involved with that. Let's
is
see.
there anything we
this
need to
Park and
do
Rec-
with that?
This
At
is
this meeting, I mean, we've got, 7 days or a week before it. Does that
Yeah.
give us time to have a booth, have a spot there?
We should.
I don't know.
We should find out, does Park and Rec put that on? If we maybe put a table,
Let's put a
out
table
there?
out.
It's not.
I think
very-
Park
I thought
and
that's
Rec
worked,
does it.
I thought that's worked with the police department.
Yeah, that's
isn't
what
it?
I thought too.
Yeah,
National Night Out is usually,
yeah.
maybe talk to Commander Borkert.
Okay.
He's been
Yep,
involved
I
in it in
will-
the past.
But I will do that.
You will liaise with Commander Borkert.
Because if we're gonna hand out stickers, or if we're going to do something that evening there, we'll need to purchase those probably
Yeah,
a week or so. I mean, we'd have to have enough for those and the fair
for
and,
the next meeting, for sure.
Probably we'll
Correct.
have leftovers from the Bavarian Blast Parade
Right.
Yep.
of things to use.
And they don't take long at all. They get printed and
Right.
shipped out.
okay.
Okay, so that. Thank you, Sue. All right. Larry, I'm gonna have you email all the things that I'm supposed to do.
Okay. I'll send you a copy of the
All
minutes.
right, thanks. Okay, so any other questions or discussions? Anybody not remember if they had something they said they were gonna do like I just did? No? Okay. All right, so next is the date of the next meeting is July 23rd, the day after the Bavarian Blast Parade. Expect everybody to be here, full of energy. Irrespective of the weather on July 22nd. And then we are going to adjourn, so do I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
I move.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carried. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.